Hello world, it's Lee Kelson coming to you live again, take two from FinTech Week in Hong Kong at the end of a long day, and I'm joined by Charles Ng, Associate Director General. Charles, this is take two, maybe take three. Welcome, thanks for having us back in Hong Kong.
Welcome back to Hong Kong.
It's fantastic to be here. We're saying it's such a vibrant, amazing city, and so we love coming back here, but there's a lot of stuff happening with the East Meets West in China, the connections that you were discussing. So talk to us about that.
Sure. You know, it's very exciting. As our Chief Executive has mentioned, I'm going to take a quote, the best is yet to come. We're extremely excited about some of the development that has been happening in the last months and year, actually. You've seen from the evolution of what this FinTech Week was last year to what it is today and where we're going. We're extremely excited with some of the game-changing experience that we've been having in the last weeks, actually, with the connection by speed train from Hong Kong to Shenzhen, and also to the rest of the mainland through to Guangzhou. So now, instead of a 2-hour ride to Guangzhou from Hong Kong, it takes only 45 minutes. And instead of a 50-minute ride to Shenzhen by car or the MTR, it's only take 15 minutes, 1-5. And on the other side to Macau, using the world's longest sea bridge, the 55-kilometer, instead of you have another option of driving over there, taking the coach or by car and by bus, and it will take only 25 minutes instead of a boat ride of 1 hour. So this is really opening up and connecting Hong Kong more than ever before to this what we call the Guangdong, Hong Kong, Macau area, which consists of 11 cities and altogether a population of 70 million people, all within 1 hour reach by car or by train. So it is a game changer. So this is something which is for us only the beginning, and as we integrate the economy, as more and more larger companies are actually using innovative technology and tapping into that, we're going to see a lot of transformation. So somebody was describing the fact that Hong Kong is a global financial center, but next door to us, Shenzhen, is the most innovative technology city in mainland China. And also next door to that, in Dongguan and Zhongshan, and in the area of what we call the Greater Bay Area, there's a transformation where there's a lot of manufacturing being done. I would call high-end manufacturing, using robotics and manufacturing 4.0 and so on. And so we are very excited about what's happening here, because when you think about it, what we're looking at is the Internet of Things. There's a lot of connected devices, and I think everybody would agree the fact that because of the fact that Shenzhen is the capital of hardware in the world, and it's not something that you can replicate overnight or you can replicate easily, because it took 4 decades to build that. And basically, if you're looking to build any IoT or connected device, integrating software, hardware, and design, Hong Kong is the best place where you can start, using Hong Kong as a place for ideation to commercialization, and then if you want to scale up manufacturing, and more importantly, if you want to deliver your products within 48 hours anywhere in the world, this is where the place to come.
Certainly a hub, and I think I heard you mention before that it's the gateway to 3.5 billion people. That's a big market.
Yes, it is indeed. We are Hong Kong, if you look geographically, and this is nothing to do with what we have done, but we are very lucky to be geographically located. It's about location, location, location. So we are right in the center of East Asia. Within 5 hours flight, there's 3.5 billion people. So half of the world's population live within 5 hours flight from Hong Kong, whether it is to India or Japan or Korea, of course the mainland of China, and the rest of ASEAN, including Indonesia. So it's all within 5 hours flight of Hong Kong.
And you mentioned, we were discussing the idea that we're in the midst of the fourth industrial revolution. And I do a talk on this to the schools. And, you know, the kids sit there wide-eyed and go, wow, you know, robotics, machine learning, automation, automated cars, genome technologies. It's all happening.
Yes, and of course with digitalization and the digital world, this is transforming really amazingly. We are having, we have the best infrastructure system to connect through sea cables to the rest of the world, land cables to the mainland of China, and of course satellites above the head. So there is all this connectivity, really infrastructure connectivity, makes Hong Kong a unique situation. And the fact that we are part of China under the one country, two systems, you have access to all kinds of social media. Social media, which we all know in the West, the Googles, and also all kinds of WeChat, but also the mainland of Chinese mainland social media as well. So you really get the best of both worlds. And the fact that English is an official language, just like Chinese is, and the common law system, which actually fully protects the IP, intellectual property rights protection, and intellectual property rights enforcement. This is really making Hong Kong a unique platform. So when companies come here, they're looking for four things really: access to funding, which I believe Hong Kong, you would agree that Hong Kong has a lot of funding. Yes. 3 weeks ago, I think there was an article on Bloomberg saying that Hong Kong now is the city with the highest concentration of ultra net worth individuals and family offices. Hong Kong is a global financial center, so access to capital is there. Access to production, of course, just next door to us, where if you bring in a prototyping and you want to scale your product production in a very quick way, and also deliver it anywhere in the world, that's the best place to do it. That's why we're building the third runway at the airport to really cement our position as the number one air cargo place in the world. So access to production, access to funding, access to a market. We have the ASEAN market here. Hong Kong has signed a free trade agreement with ASEAN, so that opens up a market of 650 million plus people for accessing the market in ASEAN, accessing the mainland China market through Hong Kong because of the fact that we are part of China. So we do have a lot of advantages to actually going to the mainland and set up a holding company here, and also using that holding company to tap into the mainland market. As you know, China is not just one market. It is a continent of many markets. Yes. So it is a very daunting, sometimes task for a small business or an entrepreneur to go into the mainland. And Hong Kong is the best place to do that. And of course, access to talent, which is very important as well, because we do have 8 universities here. Actually 9, we're going to have 9 universities. One was just announced yesterday. And out of the 6 research universities we have here in Hong Kong, 5 of them are in the top 100 QS ranking of Financial Times. We're the only city having these 5 universities in the top 100 Financial Times QS ranking. So this is something which is very, very unique. So access to funding, access to production, access to markets, whether it is Japan, Korea, mainland China, India, or Southeast Asia, but also to more than that. We're building all this infrastructure and connectivity to the rest of the world. So a lot of companies, they like to, especially startups, whether they are FinTech or they're into smart city technology or into biomedical or AI or robotics, they actually use Hong Kong as a living lab, as a showcase, as a global launch pad. And so we are very, very excited about the prospects and the opportunities. And as you can see from the presence here, a lot of the companies are here to really tap into the business. For FinTech companies in particular, there is this B2B, very, very big importance, because we have a lot of corporations here. We have over 8,000 plus corporations here, and more than half of them use Hong Kong as their regional headquarters, regional office. But we have over 330,000 SMEs, small, medium enterprises, that are looking for solutions, as well as over close to 3,000 startups. So there's a lot of business opportunities right here in Hong Kong from the B2B. But more than that, because a lot of these corporations or enterprises that are based in Hong Kong, their business is not just Hong Kong. Hong Kong, in comparatively speaking, is a small market of 7.3 million people. But they're looking at the Asian market, the Chinese market, and the Indian market, and also even as far as the Middle East and so on. But based in here, they can tap into these markets very easily and effectively as well.
Fantastic. Charles, thanks very much for your time. It's been an excellent day here today. We'll be back here tomorrow. Check out Hong Kong, Invest Hong Kong. You guys are the people to speak to if you want to bring your business here, or you're interested in knowing how to do business in Hong Kong. And keep watching, subscribe to the channel, press that bell, and we'll be bringing you more live interviews from FinTech.